with the massive layoff that companies are doing all around the world, trying to reorganize their organization either by reducing the headcounts or trying to move their team over to maybe a third world or cheaper country just to reduce costs and basically to make more profits. And during this period where we call it the retrenchment exercise or layoff period, there would usually be the most anxiety felt by employees, right? Because they do not know when they are next. And these employees are basically there to also survive as well. They have mortgage to pay, food, and maybe even if they have kids, they have to support them as well as their parents. And not knowing when you are next would cause this anxiety build up in you. You would not be able to sleep well and all this. But what I want to talk about is what happened after this exercise or retrenchment layoff is over. Usually they would end off and you will be told this one thing. And when I first heard of it, it didn't sit right with me, right? So the sentence that you'll be told is, congratulations, your job is secure. When I first heard of it, I was thinking in my head, is this a joke, right? Because we all know that the next layoff would be happening. It's just a matter of when, right? And to be able to say that to your subordinates or your employees, right, feels like a slap to the face. And I'm not saying that the person who is saying it is trying to mock us or anything, because to be honest, everyone in the organization would feel this way, including the person saying it. And this is a statement that, including them, is meant to, I guess, comfort the employees who have survived the layoff. And the reason why in my head I did not feel any emotions towards it other than like like okay, it's because me myself as a Gen Z, and I'm pretty sure everyone who is like Gen Z feel that they are going to retrench or feel retrenchment coming at least twice in their lifetime, right? We are all expected of it. We all know it's gonna happen. It's just what is next. So when I first heard of it, I'm like meh. But the employees that are older, right, they have sacrificed their time and effort. Basically, they even have sacrificed their personal maybe birthdays, right? I don't know, maybe childbirth or something that is important to them, but they have sacrificed it for the company. Their loyalty is towards the company, and to them, being in their shoes, right, being loyal to someone who is not loyal to you is the worst feeling to ever feel. So I could really feel the emotions, everyone tensing up when the sentence was said. I guess in the back of everybody's head, they do feel the same way, but no one would voice out, right? Social norms or expectations. So that is the thing that I wanted to speak about, which is you will never ever know when you're gonna get retrenched, and you will know it's gonna come to you. So there's actually no point in trying to sacrifice your own personal space, personal time for a company that's no longer loyal to you, right? And I do somewhat understand and agree with reducing the headcounts or maybe restructuring the organization, moving over to a cheaper country to do your processes and everything. But what I do not agree with is when you are reducing the headcount and putting the load of 1 to 4 people on the next person. So basically, you're overworking one employee to take on the load of 5 people. And it's definitely not sustainable at all, because the worker will get burnt out, first of all. And secondly, when the worker is at a very high stress, they cannot function properly, right? And that caused probably the employee to suffer some mental illness, and also in a way would also make the employee leave the company. But we are at a very weird time where we are not able to leave the company, right? And then we have to stay with the company. And I think companies know that and they are taking advantage of it. I think there is a certain line that should be drawn, especially when it comes to giving the workload over to the next employee rather than finding ways to subsidize it. Because with the power of AI, right, a lot of buzzword people are throwing out AI. AI is meant to reduce the workload, yes, correct. And if you're using it in the right way, one person can maybe do the task of 5 people, 100 people, yes, correct. And if that contributes to the reducing of the workload, contributing of the headcount, then sure, by all means, do it. And I do understand that. On the flip side, these are the employees that contributed and provide value towards the company and the customers who are using the company's services. And these are the employees that put their heart out just so that the companies can survive. And the people higher up there are the ones making the decision to cut off these people just for short-term profit without any substantial plan or anything. So this is purely a short-term growth mindset. It's basically a grief, right? Trying to appease the shareholders and everything. But the people who are getting laid off are real people with real family background that they need to support. Right? These are not just headcounts, even though these are what they are being treated as by the higher ups who are making these decisions to cut off. Right? If AI could support, sure. If you could relocate to a cheaper country, sure, why not? I understand. But do I agree with it? To a certain extent, but I understand fully. But the issue really comes is when you are just cutting the headcount just for the sake of reducing the headcount, just so that you can appease the shareholders. Right? The bottom line speaks the most to the shareholders, but it's on a very short-term basis. And yeah, because the companies treat you like a headcount, I guess all you can really do is know that you are treated like a headcount and value yourself more than the companies. Basically, do not sacrifice any of your personal lifetime. Do not sacrifice anything that is valuable to you. If the company is valuable to you, then by all means, go ahead. But for the majority of the people that are working, concentrate on yourself. And I think this is quite popular among Gen Zs as well because, as I said, we actually expect us to get retrenched at least twice in our lifetime. And as this cycle carry on, at least if this system is sustainable, then we will be seeing more retrenchment or expecting of more retrenchment to happen more in our lifetime. So yeah, always take care, stay safe and healthy, and thank you guys once again for watching my video, and see you guys in the next.